What's up, boys? It is Evil Morty, or Minecraft Legend, but most of you know me as Evil Morty in the Discord. And today I'm going to show you how to create a Minecraft server with Rlcraft on it with 32 gigabytes of RAM and 2 CPUs, which is normally more than enough for your server, and you can go more or less. So first, what you want to do is go to Google Cloud. I'll put a link in the description. And I'm just going on the main page so you know what you'll see whenever you go on it. And it'll say make a trial appear. Like, do you just log in with your email, make a trial, and you go in there, and then you will be on this homepage. Now, at the beginning, once you log in, it might ask you to make a project. So if you don't see a project up here, or if it doesn't prompt you, you want to click here and click New Project and name it whatever you want. But I already made a project because sometimes it can take a little bit for that to happen. So next thing what you want to do is you want to scroll down to Compute Engine and just click on it. And you want to create a new VM instance. You can call this instance whatever you want. For this tutorial, I'm just going to call it tut instance. And next, you want to select your region. I like US Central, mainly because on my other servers, they give you, at least for my server, I don't think they have them anymore. You want the second generation, so you can get the Cascade-like CPUs. That's what you want right there. Second generation is always going to be, might be a little bit more expensive, especially if you're, a newcomer, but as you see, I have the trial credit, so it doesn't matter. So I always go with 2 CPU. 32 gigabytes of RAM is a great amount. You could get away with lower amounts. You might just have to remove some stuff on your server. CPU platform, it's automatic, but just go with Intel Cascade Lake. Display device, you can use that if you want, but we're not going to use it in this tutorial. It's not really needed, and you want to run through just the console because it uses up a lot less CPU that way. And then now, you can use whatever OS you'd like. If you are familiar with any of these OS, you can use it, but I prefer CentOS. That's my favorite one. So I'm going to use CentOS, and all the commands in this tutorial are going to be CentOS oriented. So now what we want to do is we want to for an Rlcraft server, especially if you're gonna have a good bit of people on it, I go with 200 gigabytes. And you can increase it later. And if you want, you can go with an SSD. It might make your server a little faster. And next, we're gonna allow HTTP, allow HTTPS. And what you want to do here is turn off automatic restarts. And the reason for that is whenever Google does maintenance on their servers, they'll give you a warning, but not too much of a warning, and your server will be shut off. And you could lose a whole bunch of data if it just shuts off compared to you stopping the server or anything. So, yeah, so whenever it does that, you do not want that. I've lost worlds with my friends that we had a whole bunch of stuff on, and I just did not. That wasn't good. And then here, you're just gonna have to wait for it to be created. It'll take a second, so I'm just gonna pause the video. Alright, and we are back. So now we're going to connect to actually first what we're going to do, and you can go ahead and connect if you'd like, but we're going to click on the navigation menu here, we're going to scroll down to Compute Engine. Actually, we're going to go to VPC Network, External IP Addresses, and you want to change this to static. And the reason for that is, you can call this whatever you want. I'm just calling this MCS IP. The reason for that is if your server gets restarted, it is possible that your IP could change, and you don't want that, especially if you're looking for a server for people to play on that you don't really know. You just want that to be a static IP. So now we want to go back to Compute Engine, SSH. And there's a few commands that we'll need to run before we actually get started here. And sometimes this takes a little bit, especially if it's your first time logging in. If you want, you can enable OS login. I did it on my other one, but that's really all up to you, folks. So first, what you want to do is you want to type sudo password root, and this is for later. You normally don't need this, but just set a password for it. Alright, and now what you want to do is do sudo yum install nano. And this is a text editor. There is a default text editor built into most of the Linux OSs, but I just prefer nano because that's what I'm used to. Next, what we're going to need to install is screen. And all these commands will be in the description for you to copy and paste, but I'm just going to walk through so you can see what's going on here. And then sudo yum install unzip, which will be needed. And then sudo yum install zip. And then sudo yum install, let's see, which one did we just do? We did zip. Do we need unzip? Sorry guys. I'm just trying to make sure we have everything here. Okay, so next one that you'll need, and this will be in the description, is this. This is to install Java, which obviously is needed. This will take just a second. Next, what you want to do is type mkdir and whatever you want your server folder to be called. So in this case, it's going to be called just server. And now what you want to do is we're going to actually get the server files ready. And to do that, first what we want to do is we're going to make the server on our actual computer, and we're going to upload it to Mediafire and then download on the server. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to look up Minecraft Forge, and we're going to 1.12. We actually need 1.12.2 specifically for Rlcraft. And we need 20, where'd it go? Oh, here we go. We need 2838 and installer win. They're both the same. It doesn't matter. And you just want to keep that. And let's see here. Doesn't look like OBS is going to allow me to, so we can just do it from here. You want to make a new folder wherever you want it. I'm just going to call it tut server. And we're going to go back into here. I'm going to wait for this to finish. Sometimes it takes a second. I'm not sure why it always takes server files so long, especially if you're just downloading a .jar. And next, you're just going to want to open it. Click the ... Find the folder that you want to install it in. Install server, and click OK. And what this is doing is it's downloading all the essential things that you need for your Minecraft server. And we're just going to wait for that. And while that's doing that, next what we're going to look up is we're going to look up, links will be in the description obviously, but we are going to look up Rlcraft server files. I'm going to go to the server pack here. And you want to make sure it's the latest version. So right now, there's going to be a new update for Rlcraft coming out soon, but right now we're just going to go with beta 2.6.3. And for any of the future installations, it's going to be the exact same process. And let's see. Zip. Let's see. Okay, here it is, right here. Just want to make sure it's the right thing. Let's see. Forge is finished. And now we're going to wait for this to download. It should only take a second. And next what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and run the server. So for the beginning part here, you can just double click on the Forge universal file here, and it'll open up a GUI. So we can look at everything. And this is just to generate the initial files that are needed for the server. So we don't really need to set up launch parameters just yet. Alright, and now that we have this, we're going to wait for that server file to launch, and if it doesn't launch, that's okay. I'll make a bat file for it. I'm going to pause it and see if it opens. If it doesn't, we'll do something else. Alright, looks like it doesn't want to open up. Okay, it crashed actually. Oh no, it's loading everything. Let's just wait a second. Okay, yeah, it did. Okay, so once you do that, you want to set the ELO to true. And next what we're going to do is we're going to get all of these and we're going to drag them in. Should only take a second. There we go. And what we want to do next is make a new text file. Oop. New text file. We'll just name it start. Open it up. And these launch parameters will be in the description. And this is going to be later for your server that you're going to use for Linux as well. So you might want to modify these just in case because you don't want to crash your computer while you're just trying to get the server file started up. I've been able to get away with just allocating 3 gigabytes to it. Let's just make sure everything's okay. All right, save it. And what you want to do is click Save As. And you want to do all files. Delete this because sometimes what it does is it still saves as a .text.bat. So just go back and then type start.bat. And now we have our start.bat file. So now you just want to double click and run the server. Looks like we got a crash here. Let me make sure. Let me check something real quick, guys. Alright guys, sorry about that. So the launch parameters I gave were actually wrong. These are going to be description. It's going to be labeled as Windows. So now you just want to run this. We'll just keep this open here. And this will take a little bit, not too long hopefully. Because I am recording, it might take a little longer. And now what it's going to do is it's going to generate all the files. We have almost all of them, but it's going to generate a little more. And it's going to load all the mods as well. And while that's going, I am going to pause the video for you guys. Alright boys, and we're back, and once this is finished, you should see this, preparing spawn area, and maybe a few other things like saving game rules and that type. So what we want to do now is just type stop. And now we're going to edit the server.properties that we need to edit to make it more similar to Rlcraft. And if you don't want that, then you can keep it however you want. That's completely up to you. So we're just going to open up this for reference, and we're going to open up, let's see here, server.properties. And I'm just going to use Notepad++ for this. You can use a regular text editor. We're going to allow flight. True. We're going to change the difficulty to 3, which is hard. We're going to make the max tick time to -1. And we're going to make the view distance 6. So not as many chunks are generated at the same time. Now we're just going to Control S to save it, or File Save if you'd like. And we're just going to close this. So what we're going to do now is we're going to click Control A, and you're going to need WinRAR for this. If you do it with regular zip, it's going to miss a bunch of the folders. Even if they're empty, they might be needed. So just make sure you use WinRAR or 7-zip and click Add to Archive. And we don't want this as a .rar. We want this as a .zip. We can just close this. And then everything else, you just want it like that, and you just want to click OK. And it'll pack all this into a zip. And while that's loading, we're just going to go to Mediafire. And you do not need an account to upload to Mediafire, which is the nicest thing. It looks like our files are finished here. Looks like Mediafire is taking a little bit to load. That's alright. We're going to click Upload Files now. We're going to click Upload from Computer. And we're going to drag the zip into here and click Begin Upload. Oops, sorry if you guys heard that. I dropped my part of my mic. And we're going to click Begin Upload, sorry. if it wants to work. 1 second, guys. I'm gonna pause the video. I think my internet's a little slow right now. Alright, guys, and now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna click copy link, and this is what it'll look like once it's uploaded. It might say verifying. That'll only take a few seconds. And it'll say upload still in progress if it's verifying, so we'll allow it to do that. Ah, come on, I don't want to pause the video again. Looks like I'm pausing the video, guys, sorry. And we're back. So now this should automatically reload. We're gonna click copy link address. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna type, I already CD'd into my server, but I'll do what you guys are gonna have to do. So you might still be here, so you're gonna type cd server. And if you type ls, that views all the files, but we don't have any files in here. So we're that's what I have to do. And one more thing I forgot to tell you guys to install is wget, and this will also be in the description. And once that's installed, do sudo wget, and then the link that you're from your server files. What we're gonna do now is unzip tut server, or whatever you named it, .zip. And now we're gonna do sudo unlink tut server, or whatever you named it, .zip. And this will just delete that zip file because we don't need it anymore. So now what we want to do is we're just gonna run the server. That's all that there is left. So I'm gonna use the start parameters that I was using before that messed up on Windows, but they'll work just fine on Linux. And these will be in the description if you'd like to use them. Let's see. Oh, you're kidding me. Oh, wait. Okay, here it is. Sorry. And we're just going to copy and paste it. And there's a way to make a script. And you'll need that for auto restarts, but I'm not going to cover that in this video. So we're just going to copy and paste this command into here. And it will start up your server. And while that's loading, let's get Twitch launcher open here. And for my parameters, I'll show you guys real quick. Let me start opening this. For my parameters, I put here in the front, we got 22 gigabytes. I'm running 28 gigabytes on my server because I don't really need more than that. But you can change this to whatever you have. XMS means 1 gigabyte and 22 means 22 gigabytes. So, sorry, I said that wrong. XMS means the minimum amount that you can allocate to the server, and the XMX means the maximum amount the server can use. And what you don't want to do is use the max amount that your has. Like, you want to leave at least 2 gigabytes to the OS, which I know doesn't seem like a lot, but 2 gigabytes should be just fine for Linux. Let's go here, play, and I'm going to pause this while it's loading up, and I'll show you to connect to your server. Alright, boys, we're back, and what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our cloud compute, and we're going to get the external IP here. And since you own this VM, and it has its own IP address, you don't have to worry about changing the port, which is something that's wrong with a lot of, something that's wrong with a lot of the providers, is you have to pay extra for that dedicated port. See, let's just direct connect. Oh, one thing we forgot to do, guys, and I promise this is the last thing, I promise. What we need to do is we need to go to, let's see here, we need to go to VPC network and firewall rules. And what we need to do is to create a firewall rule. We need to, let's see, yep, everything's right here. You can do specified target tags, but I'm just going to do all instances on this network since everything on this network is just going to be a Minecraft server. IP ranges, just do 0.0.0.0.0/0. And we want to allow TCP and for 25565. Oop, 25565. And then click create. Oh, we need to add a rule. MCS-rule or Minecraft-rule. Name doesn't matter. and we may need to restart the server once this is set. So let's see here, after it creates that, shouldn't take too long. There we go. Let's try connecting to the server now. And this is my server, by the way, just to plug. This is the IP, I'll put it in the description if you want to play. Yeah, it looks like we'll need to restart the server. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll pause the video so you guys don't have to watch through all that. Alright, and we're back. Sorry about that. So now, if you're fresh, you should be able to connect to your server. And once you're in the server, there's not really much you can do without Sponge. But if you're just looking to play regular Rlcraft, that's no problem. But I'll show you how to op yourself real quick. And you can edit things as you please. Maybe give yourself creative, do whatever. So while that's loading, we're just going to do op and then your name. Oop. I don't think my computer's liking the lack of RAM. Oop. Not very friendly. There we go. Type your name. And it's a little laggy because I'm so low on RAM on my computer. You can probably hear it heating up right now. But you just want to type op and then your name. And then you'll be opting game. I can't really show you right now because my computer only has 8 gigabytes of RAM and I have 5 dedicated to the use server and then another gigabyte. Another 1, 2, maybe 3 gigabytes for OBS, so I'm running pretty low here. Oh, here we go. And there you go. Now you can do all the commands that Forge allows. There you go. So yeah, that's everything for today. Later on I might show some optimizations that you can do for your server and things like that. So yeah, hit the like and subscribe button, boys, and join the server if you'd like. So yeah.